Hello everyone and welcome to the BBL Brawl League Season 3 Upper Division. We are here to take a look at Aenur taking on GameKnight. They seem to have just started out here. We have the Cache, which is a very interesting map, if I have to say so myself. It looks like it is Aenur here who is tightly deployed around his wagon, while GameKnight is spread out in 3 groups. I hope the volume is not too high. They seem to be starting talking here. Both of them are gonna play as the mercenaries. Aenur is the person we are following. He is playing in blue, 119 morale, 95 for GameKnight. Let's quickly bring up the league table here. Oh no, it looks like it's actually Aenur here who is spread out. It's good of him to put the highest initiative unit down here, the Warlock, so they can actually move away with him and pull up his team a little bit more. Let's see if he can trigger this trap. No, there's no trap. Alright. Let us bring up the league table here before we get down to business now that it's GameKnight's turn for 3 units. As you can see, neither of these players have played a single game just yet, so this is their opening game in the upper division. And we expect lots of nice things from these two players. None of them might end up in the top 3 here, but Aenur has some hopes for him to finish in at the very least at the top half of the table, considering that he is the reigning champion. And the GameKnight said that it was optimistic to put him in 10th place, so we can judge from that if you want to believe him. GameKnight has a remarkable ability to finish just 1 or 2 spots higher than people expect him to. We'll see if that's going to be the case. I'm apologizing in advance, as you know. And when we are casting Aenur's game, it's not set to widescreen. I don't know really why. We have never really figured it out or taken time for it. But there it is. Gonna adjust the volume here a little bit more. So an important game for these two players starting out. It's gonna be super interesting to see here what Aenur has been cooking up with his Warlock. Last time we saw him, he was dead meat for Slavia, I believe, but he is rumored to have mastered the lightning spell, and that's a very damaging spell. Of course, you can only cast it twice up until level 10, but it can still be very hurtful when he zigs back and forth across the map and do some skirmishing with that, providing nothing bad happens. Aenur has been fond of saying that it's the gods will punish any player who casts spells against him, but as of late it seems he's had a bit of bad luck. He says so himself in some practice games and the PvEs, and it's been updated now that the gods will curse anyone who casts spells whatsoever in Aenur's games, including himself. Surprising here that Aenur moves down with those warriors. I would have expected him to move more towards the center top half of the map, rerouting his units here to get them all up together. But on the other hand, it's not too vital that the Warlock catches up. He can do a lot of damage from range, and that could just be enough. And you know, GameKnight, is he gonna send someone after the Warlock? It's pretty much futile to go after him because you're gonna be kited and then killed very soon. So he's definitely a character that you can keep at a considerable distance, like 10 blue pills away, and he can still do a lot of harm to you. Web of Steel already here on Guts, which is the Last God Talent warrior. He's a pretty powerful warrior here. GameKnight should have a Last God Talent warrior himself. And for all this talk there has been so far of the power of the Last God Talent, it's really not coming to the full effect just yet. Yes, they do have a faster leveling rate. Yes, they do start with some more red pills, and we've seen that partly in the lower, in the qualifier leagues here. We have seen that sometimes these Last Got Talent units, particularly from the mercenaries, have been running around with 8 pills, 8 red pills, when the others have been having 6, which translate to an extra attack, and that can be pretty huge at the lower levels. But that's not really the supercharged power of the Last Got Talent. That comes with the 3rd and 4th hero choices, since both of those hero choices will be a bit under level. The 3rd hero choice is fine to skip a Last Got Talent, since you will still be less powerful than a Last Got Talent with it, but the versatility of, for example, a Globadero or Wolf Priest can definitely help tip the balance in favor of them. Or, for example, getting some other powerful hero, like the Champion is a solid choice here as well due to his passive. But the 4th hero choice, that's when the Last Got Talent becomes mandatory, because either you choose to have a level 9-10 hero and a level 4 henchman, or you choose to have a level 4 hero and a level 9-10 henchman. And that's really unfair. If you do pick the 4th hero choice that's not a Last Got Talent, you're gonna be hopelessly behind, more or less. But I'm sure some of the more advanced players might be able to eke out victories regardless, if they have someone that they can do something with. If you manage to get 6 red pills with the 4th hero, maybe he can be useful. Maybe it is a Skaven sorcerer that casts 3 Bless of Filths on the other 3 powerful characters, then it's definitely worthwhile. But it is definitely going to be an uphill battle for most of us. I've seen a few units here, taking a bit of time to look through. The various units, he's not really cycling through all of the skills and the boosts and so forth. Something you typically should do when you feel that you want to match up units. You look at the units and see what are they good at, what are they bad at. Of course, it has been mentioned by a few players, I believe. Who was it? Was it Aenur himself, I think? That some warbands in the Bodyhood Brawl League are more open than others. And the most open warbands I can think of, and Aenur as well, was GameKnight, Kiran Pass and Ragnarokos. Those 3 warbands, they are readily accessible to the public. You will see every single skill that they have, and they are showing off their warband continuously on their respective channels, and you should go and check them out. Second up for most open warband would be myself, I believe. I'm not really spending too much time showing off skills. I don't think it's too productive for me, but I'm showing off the warband in almost every single one of my games. And then follows pretty much every other player here, since there are very few others that actually just stream their games. But through my channel here, we get to see a lot of the other warbands too in their various matches. And being open is of course a little bit of a disadvantage, because your opponents can check you out and know exactly what's coming for them. Of course, in a format like this, it's not too much that they can prepare for. There has been some talks among some players to already start countering what Slaver is doing with loss of magic resistance specifically, and that would be good against other warbands too, like Aenur's with the Warlock, and of course any other Sisters of Sigmar and the upcoming magic damage warbands. Essentially, as Kinopal once said,
a new round has started.
Sisters of Sigmar is a little bit overpowered in the start, since they are basically wielding purple weapons in a time when everyone else is wielding white weapons. Let's see what the Warlock here can do. He has a very powerful skill which is called Concentration, boosting to cast chance 10% without a penalty for the next spell. Only costs 2 blue pills, so if he can get a good vantage point, he can continually spam that. You can see that he has 6 red pills exactly, that means 2 lightnings. 2 lightnings, and from him it's pretty good to only cast 2 spells as well, so it's gonna lower the curse chance. That's generally why the lightning is a bit better than the Comet of Sigmar, because at the max level you only cast 3 of them, you do about the same damage. Yes, you can cast 4 of the comets or even 5 of the comets with Adrenaline Rush, but you do suffer the Mordheim curse, 15% curse chance. That's cumulative after each spell cast. So limiting that is a much better choice with the lightning. That's why it's considered the best offensive spell in the game as it comes to damage. Looks like we might have a fight here among the houses. Maybe they will meet out in the streets. Let's jump ahead a little bit on... oh, let's wait. See what this marksman here can do. Aenur always enjoy being casted, and this game is going up not just on my channel from Aenur's perspective, you can also see this game from GameKnight's perspective if you go and check out his channel. As we said, all of his matches will be up on his YouTube channel. Yeah, it can still be pretty intense. Most of all, since people just want to win, get the rewards. GameKnight would love to win here. He's one of the few players that always seem to be losing connection here temporarily. And we're back. It seems to have... That was an Overwatch, and he took some damage prior to that, so he must have walked into 2 Overwatches here, and an ambush. Wow, hey, he really wanted to get hurt here, Pippin. Lost 80 wounds there already. That really hurt. Might be killing this level 0 warrior here of GameKnights. We're gonna see. Close to desyncing as well. Yeah, that might have been why we actually was down there for a short moment. I apologize here, but yeah, the picture quality is truly awful. I'm wondering if it's actually our broadcast here that's affecting Aenur's stability. The last time we casted Aenur here, he did actually crash. Oh, we crashed out of it, rather. He didn't crash out during the game. Ah, so it was the archer that shot twice. Okay. It's good that they... This was a near desync here, and that's gonna be a definite kill here for Aenur. It's coming. A 1-0 lead. Can he actually reach someone here of value? He doesn't want to get surrounded entirely, of course, but that marksman looks very tempting to go into. Of course, he's going to be surrounded by a lot of other units if he does. If he goes in here, he needs the support of the captain to help in tying things down, and then as well the other warrior. Can they reach this position? Can the marksman come out and help and do something? What will Griffith do? Even if it's just a level 0 unit here, it does hurt a bit. You can see that from the morale of GameKnight. He doesn't have too great of a morale, to be honest. It's slightly below average, and it's because he do tend to like boosting intelligence and alertness above leadership. I think that was that is a little bit of a mistake by Aenur, I have to say. I mean, why put yourself... He could have finished off surveillance here if he just had moved in with the Laskan Talent Warrior first, but he elected not to. Why is that? I should probably put himself on the ramp here instead. Alright. Well, he has been hit in the head. Here I have the last good talent from GameKnight. See if we can find a surface here we can engage this unit with 2 units. For example, his own captain, and as he goes into guts. That's surprising. I find that very surprising, considering that he had red pills left over, and Aenur is basically rewarded here for that track. Could be that he has some sort of plan with this, maybe. We're gonna check it out. Does going in here with Servant, is it a stratagem to go in with the captain as well on him, producing a alone check on this last talent warrior? That would be the only reason I would go in there. I'm gonna tell you that. A little bit behind others. Should he go? Can he go through the house? Well, he's effectively blocked himself off here. And indeed it did look like GameKnight has engaged in such a position that that could impede the other character's ability to do an ambush. Might not be as good as it looks. It did seem like you could get another character in on Guts here, and that will be very good if the captain can get in there and he can start focusing him down. He might not even have too great of an all-alone check. Yes, he did not wear a helmet, but considering that you have to start with 9 intelligence on these Laska talent units, the leadership tends to be a little bit neglected at the start. So you might see 60% all-alone check, and you could fail that, taking 2 more attacks on you. Could maybe finish off the archer here. No, not just quite. Just a little bit more. We have another archer coming in though. No critical hit, despite 26% chance of making one. That's not a good position. No, that's really poor. What happens if there's a full engagement here and Aenur wants to engage with other units? Can he go through these buildings? He's effectively blocking one of his paths here with... and we see the crossbow finding its mark. Must be a blue crossbow, otherwise I don't think he would use this. Yes, indeed, it looks like it is.
A new round has started.
That's a very nice overwatch. And there we go, 41 damage straight off on the Youngblood. It's up to GameKnight to do something here, and He's gonna be very surprised when the warlock comes out from those buildings behind him and starts casting double lightnings. That's gonna be something he has to accept. And yeah, I understand here that the captain is easier to hit, but can't he find another target? What is he gonna do with the captain? Is he gonna go in there with a warrior? I hope he is. If he goes in with a warrior, he can occupy the captain for a while, and we seem to... Oh, we're not crashing as yet. There needs to be some clever moves here by GameKnight to catch up. He's 2 units behind, 2 henchmen behind. And here we go. This is gonna surprise him. This is definitely gonna surprise him. They are not that fast, some of these units. He needs to move here. Lost 2/3 of his turn, just sitting around, not doing anything. Let's go out of the building and start casting. Here we go. It's a good idea to focus on the captain here. Let's see if the courage chance is with him. That's what I said. That's what I said. As Aenur has said himself, it's the gods curse anyone who casts spells in games involving Aenur, including Aenur himself. And Aenur is the second most luckiest player in the world of Mordheim. But someone has cursed him for 5 turns. Yeah, it's difficult not to laugh at that. I wonder if he has a bow or something that he can use now. I shouldn't really run away here. Then it's gonna just cement a numerical advantage down there. I mean, hero-wise. Here we go. Should probably tie up the captain, but he needs to do so in such a way that he does not impede the captain's ability to get in on the last got talent warrior of Aenur. Gonna see how that goes. Now that's a considerable part of the treasury for Aenur. So part we often miss here with the casting, but players have to do conscious choices of where to spend their gold. Some skills are more expensive than others. It's easy to say that some skills are better than others. Yes, they are, but some skills cost 3 times as much too. It seems to be a dead end. Was not worth... This could be a decent position. Is that guy in ambush? Yes, he is. So the Iasis is in ambush here. Might trigger this. Yes, he's gonna trigger this. This is Pippin's thing. He likes to trigger overwatches and ambushes. Good idea by Aenur, putting himself behind cover and also making sure here that you cannot go into that way. Cutting off some of the paths. But then he should not go through here with Corcus. If he goes up the ramp, that would be a different thing. If he goes up the ramp, because if he triggers the ambush here, he's just gonna have a character behind him that spent a turn doing nothing, and also is not really blocking off anything, because this fight would block off the entire path. He needs to decide. Half the turn is almost done. Taking the long way around. I think this is relatively decent. I mean, you're sort of overloading GameKnight here with choices. Like you can go into that doorway, you need to catch it, you can go get at this this warrior, and you need to sort of engage with them or do something, otherwise you will have targets that are gonna be... Yeah. Is someone going to... No, we'll see, we'll see. GameKnight should probably not go in and start attacking that unit in the doorway. Then we'll just serve Aenur even more, just like he did with the last talent. Yeah, indeed. It was too close to it. Traps don't trigger in that case. Let's see what the two double warriors here do. One of them should probably engage this warrior, produce an all-alone check, could be good. But the other one needs to hold up the captain of Aenur. Locking him in place, producing an all-alone check. It's all good. Might not be an all-alone check if the guy in the doorway here comes to the rescue though. And he will move before the other units. Let's see what he does. He can seal it off, but he shouldn't attack in case he does. He should just move into him. He's trying to focus fire him down. Still gonna be another one check now, even if the doorway guys comes in. But this is a lot of melee power that GameKnight is putting into one warrior, and still remember here that he's two henchmen behind. Good focus firing here. It's also nice that Guts has one initiative higher than his own captain. He could fail the all-alone check. Let's see, it should be around 60%. I think this was a very good move by GameKnight. This is why he did it like this. This is why he took the damage on the last talent. He wants to focus down Guts. And he fails the all-alone check indeed. And he is going to flee. He is going to flee. And he is almost dead. Very nice move. That could be oh my god. Has anyone ever run that far? Like, it's marathon runners and Guts. Oh my good lord. Did you guys see that? He was on a sprint across the entire map. Can he go around here and catch the young blood? That could be an idea. Just... no. He could walk around here, but I think he... to the left, his marksman has eliminated that option. Captain against captain. The pendant didn't really help Aenur out there. We didn't see what kind of percentage it was because they were insisting on talking here and chatting, so we didn't see the actual combat log, but it's still something that Aenur can recover from, and remember he gets to move Guts here before GameKnight gets to move with these two heroes again. And suddenly blocking with that marksman seems to be a good idea. It could save Guts. That's gonna be a very tempting target. No, it's gonna jump down and surround him, or go for some fleshy target that he's seeing. GameKnight really needs some kills here to start happening right now. I mean, he's had the failed all-alone check, great. The mind eaten on the warlock, great. But where are the kills for GameKnight? That needs to start happening very soon here, or this is gonna turn out very badly. I don't think this is a good idea. No, don't start chasing after the warlock. Oh my god. Yeah. That's really not good. That's really not good. And it's really not good for one reason, and that's he has 8 red pills, you know. He has 4 attacks. That is a lot of damage in this early stage. And he's not applying that damage in any way. he's not applying the damage, and everyone knows where he will be. You can see it on the minimap, so the Warlock can completely avoid him. I think that was really bad. I mean, go into this marksman, like, almost kill him instead. That would have been a much better choice. That was not good. That was not good. That could be something that Aenur can build on here to get a victory off. Remember that his own Last God Talent is gonna move later on, and he can bring in a lot of damage himself, even if he has few wounds left remaining. Might be worth it just to reload. Doesn't matter if he gets caught. If he wants to spend 2 turns killing a marksman, that's a good win for Aenur, and he realizes that. Getting the reload, provoking him into attacking him here. And this path is entirely open. Gonna see a charge. Doesn't matter really which guy he charges here. He can't really... Oh, can he reach the Youngblood? If he can, it will be a good choice. He's completely locked down here if he charges him. Shouldn't be able to disengage from it, I don't think so. Very nice damage as well. It is possible, but sometimes when you're locked down, when your character are a conflicts with environment like this, that tends to be, even if you have space around you, you often cannot move. So he gets to move 1 blue pill if he wants to do a reload. He needs the three blue pills to do a reload here and do 2 shots. Okay, that's not possible. He can move on to the high ground. That's a good choice. Some nice damage. Yeah, something that's really nice about actually the crossbows is people seldom think about that, but they do have a very nice range that's often forgotten. I mean, they do have 5 more range than, for example, normal bows. They're exactly like long bows in regards to range. So, for example, a blue crossbow here would have 30 range, which is the same as a purple bow or a blue longbow. And that's very nice. That's second... I can't believe he walked into that, but I guess he wanted to do a little bit of damage. And he's enabling GameKnight to use the red pills too. It's a bit strange here for both of the players. I mean, I can get it what GameKnight did in the very first round, because it was strategic. Because he wanted to get 2-on-1, so fine, and he wanted to focus on Last God Talent Warrior, that's also fine. But I don't get this move by Aenur. Maybe he doesn't have a ranged weapon available. He never thought it would come up. Even so, there are other paths he could have taken to avoid that ambush and go in and do something else. He could have finished off the Youngblood here. He did respectable damage, to be fair. He did respectable damage on the Last God Talent Warrior here. So GameKnight's Last God Talent is also going out of the game very soon. Just like Aenur's. Yeah, that's the thing, like, it looks like there is space behind him, right? But he clips the environment, and that's the whole key. That's the key. Sometimes you just have a tiny little bit and you can disengage miraculously when it seems you attack up against the wall. But if your character aura clips the environment, you very rarely can actually disengage. Alright, again I think to finish off Corcus here. Can he do that? Those blue swords are Not doing as much damage as he would have hoped. Can he finish him off in one blow here? Let's see. No, that was just not enough. Gonna be an all alone check for Corcus. Which if he fails, he's not gonna flee. He's gonna be stuck there with a single blue pill. Yeah, GameKnight has a lot of melee power tied down here, and not just melee power, but tying up power. He needs to tie down targets of Aenur. Should probably go for the last good talent indeed, and he does. Good decision by Aenur. Looks to be pretty much over here for GameKnight. He has 17 morale left. That should be enough for 2 units. Maybe. It depends on the level, so we will see. Could just be 1, especially if it's the captain, it's only gonna be 1. Gets a little bit more damage out before he goes down. 2 wounds remaining, 2 wounds. You can see why Aenur is the second luckiest player in the world. This only happens to Aenur or Clyde. Captain's turn to return some damage here. Does he want to do that? He could maybe just flee and go and kill the Warlock. I mean, why would you want to fight Web of Steel Captain here? It's not gonna do you any good. You can just go and kill the Warlock instead. Remember here that every single kill gets you a point in the table, and even if the game is lost for GameKnight, getting some points here will be very valuable for him. Gets the second parry off, the strong blow bypassed. Doing a bit more damage on Sir Galamand. He's gonna look terrible for the next round. Most likely going to be dead. No, it's two wounds. 2 wounds, henchman. Yep. And we're back after a few seconds here. And Guts misusing his turn, it seems like. Not doing anything. Why? Why did he do this? We didn't see the start here, but I was trying to get into the fight from the wrong angle. I'm still confused about what to do. This is the kind of move that Clyde or Slaver will punish whenever they meet, so... Fails the parry here, GameKnight. Yeah, if the captain goes down, that's definitely gonna be GG here. That's gonna be a round test straight away for GameKnight. That should be 55 wounds remaining for him. On the basic Web of Steel. That single remaining red pill doesn't do anything for Aenur. It's all about, when it comes to the captains of building them, you want to try and use up all of the red pills. I like GameKnight's move here with a strong blow, enabling him to do that most of the time, even during leveling up. Aenur's looking for something else in the long run though. Not going for that. That Youngblood is gonna look pretty poor as well. He has a helmet on him, so he's not gonna have the best chance here of surviving another lone check if he does survive. Could be a nice choice. Remember that with the marksman you do get a plus 10% hit chance after you've hit with your first attack. And that's cumulative. And manages to score another kill. Alright. Didn't really bring him down just yet though. Still 7 morale left, so there's gonna be a second guy here. He was not high level enough. Indeed, what kind of level was he? Sir ISS. And some of the things here with the crossbows, you need to take risks with it, because now look at what's happening here for Aenur. He's only able to shoot once, all the time, only once, and he never puts himself in a good position. Like, he could have moved up to the top position here and getting a bonus to hit and so forth. And if you can, you need to be able to stand still. Does he want to do that? Well, he can at least shoot. But he's gonna block the doorway if he wants to go through here with guts. If that's gonna come up before this game is over.
A new round has started.
Might go and finish off the Youngblood now, could be a good idea. Only 49 wounds, but Aenur has some morale here to play with, and he can definitely sacrifice this guy to kill off the Youngblood. Or indeed, if he so wants, the captain is very open now for attack. Maybe he doesn't have a stance. See if he can land this. Yes, he can. Gonna get a second. And a 5-0 right now. A route test is coming up here for GameKnight. Let's see if he can make it and extend his punishment. If he does, he can definitely score a kill here with the 2 wounds guy on Aenur. That would be worth enough to do the damage here, and then voluntarily route to minimize the damage. Fails the route test though. Congratulations to Aenur winning his first game. Too bad for GameKnight. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this game, 5-0, and we'll be seeing more of these games in the future. Thank you for watching as always. Farewell.